please welcome the technical officials to court number 1.
So 2 matches complete, and next up is men's doubles, and it's the former champions, the 2010 winners, Mathias and Carsten Mogensen. Of course, they were Olympic silver medalists 4 years ago in London, and in London their opponents were winning Olympic medals as well. This is a brand new pairing, so for Haifeng and Chen. After that, we'll have mixed doubles and more former Olympic medalists, because Joachim Fischer-Nielsen and Christina Pedersen were the bronze medalists in the mixed doubles from London 2012. They're up against Bodanisara and Sawatri Amatrapai of Thailand. Then we finish with men's singles and the home player, and I do mean home player because Victor Axelsen was born here in the city of Odense. He's up against a man who was twice 4th in the Olympic Games, Lee Hyun-il, 4th in Beijing and 4th in London. And he's still playing a remarkable game, is the left-handed Lee Hyun-il. So plenty more to look forward to, but our next match is men's doubles. Now, with Bo and Mogensen being the number 2 seed, it obviously means that this is the bottom quarter of the draw. The All-England champions, Vladimir Ivanov and Ivan Sozonov, safely through to the quarterfinal, as you can see already. Number 6 seeds from Russia.
Haifeng is the 2 times Olympic gold medalist, and Chen is an Olympic silver medalist. And they are facing the Olympic silver medalists from 2012 and 2015 All-England champions from Denmark. Please welcome Mathias and Carsten Mogensen.
Well, what a reception for the former champions, the home players of Mathias and Carsten Mogensen. Second round men's doubles, the number 2 seeds, Bo and Mogensen from Denmark, up against this brand new pair of Haifeng and Chen. Maybe a brand new pair, but they have 11 World Championship medals between them, the 2 Chinese players. Haifeng, having been 4-time world champion with former partner Kai Yun, the man with whom he reached 2 Olympic finals. Beijing, they were beaten in the final, so a silver medal. And then in London, a gold medal. So for Haifeng, well, became the first men's doubles player in Olympic history to retain the men's doubles title. Happened in the women's doubles, it's happened in the women's singles, happened in the men's singles. First time it happens in the men's doubles. In fact, it's happened in all disciplines now, hasn't it, Steen? Indeed it has.
Yeah, who was the mixed? Oh, that was Chang Jun
and Gao Ling.
Gao Ling, yeah.
Yeah. So I think we can safely say that these 2 Chinese players are exceptional players in their own right, but how will they play together? He has, as you can see, been very highly ranked in the men's doubles. That was with Guo Zhengdong, with whom he won a bronze medal at the Paris World Championships of 2010. His partner, Haifeng, he's 32 years of age. And he is currently ranked. Now, why didn't we have a ranking for him at the moment? Because he is currently ranked number 3 in the world with Zhang Nan. But as a pair, the Chinese pair do not have a ranking. That's perhaps what's happened. I think that's a little less confusing, actually, to have the pairs ranking on that statistic. So as far as the Danes are concerned, well, let's look at their matches so far. Haifeng and Chen had to play qualifiers, Kohlberg and Fladberg, and went the full distance in the first round. Rasmus Fladberg, son of my former mixed doubles partner, Steen Fladberg. My goodness me, that makes me feel old, doesn't it? No comment, thank you, Steen. Well, as far as Carsten Mogensen is concerned, he is now 33 years of age, born in Roskilde. Oh, now they've got Greve. He certainly lived in Greve for a while, didn't he?
Yeah.
Steen, yeah, 33 years of age. They're currently number 9 in the world ranking. They have been as high as 1, a total of 62 weeks as world number 1s. Mathias Bo, he was born here in Odense, and that's where he lived, Fredriksund. Winners here in 2010, having been beaten in the final the year prior to that. And they've reached at least a semi-final here for the last 7 years. So in other words, from 2009. That's great consistency, isn't it? But my goodness, didn't they struggle yesterday against Chen Honglun and Wang Qielin of Chinese Taipei. Had to save a match point in that deciding game at 19-20 before they eventually won it 22-20. It was one of the last matches on late last night, wasn't it, Steen?
Yeah, they got into trouble after being absolutely dominant in the first game, so a little puzzling.
Well, this will obviously be the first time that these two pairs have met, because with the Chinese pair playing their first ever tournament together, they can't possibly have met previously. But it's been a number of years since we've seen Chen on a doubles court, isn't it? We've seen him on the mixed doubles court. Mathias Bo, the left-hander, he's actually been in 3 finals here at the Denmark Open.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I played with Jochen Fischer as well.
Mathias Bo,
Do you remember what year?
Mogensen, Denmark.
It was the year where Mogensen was injured, so I think it might be in 5 or 6.
Haifeng and Chen,
Yes, spot
Chen,
on,
China.
2006, and they lost to Lars Borsgaard and Jonas Rasmussen in the final.
And that was the reason that Jochen Fischer came back in with the national team. He'd been there as a singles player, but was more or less kicked out. And then after...
Oh, there's a challenge on the very first rally.
Challenge.
I can't... the umpire's chair
Called
is
in.
absolutely in the way. I can't see that side of the court at all.
So come on, guess.
I'm relying on you, Steen.
Here is the result. It's in.
It's in.
Challenge unsuccessful.
That was a sad excuse.
One
that you couldn't see it.
challenge Service
You had
over.
all the
One love.
all the trajectory of the shuttle to judge it by. I don't buy that.
OK, Steen. Now, a cup of tea's on the next one.
Service over. 1-all.
Yeah, that was the reason Jochen Fischer came back into with the national team and eventually went on to be such a successful mixed doubles player.
Yeah, and reached not only an All England final earlier this year, Olympic bronze medal, World Championship bronze medal twice, and world number 1s for 1 week.
Yeah, so think about luck. Had Carsten Mogensen not been injured, would we ever have discovered the talent for mixed doubles that Jochen Fischer had? Better not think of too much of that. But it's interesting because Bo and Mogensen, they've been playing together since 2004, which is 12 years now. And it's not very often they play players that have been at a top level higher than themselves. But Fu Haifeng and Chai Yun, they actually reached the quarterfinal in the 2004 Olympics in Athens. So they were at a high level already then. So he's got vast experience, Fu Haifeng.
Yeah, there he is. Second man in history. I was going to say something completely daft there. I'm stopping myself. I would have lost the cup of tea tonight. That's gone well wide. I am a little bit surprised by this combination, I have to say, Steen, this Chinese combination, because, as I say, it is a number of years since Chen was on a men's doubles court, but we shouldn't forget how good he was. We saw that he had been number 3 in the world with Guo Zhendong, whom he won a world championship medal. But he's been in 4 men's doubles Super Series tournament finals with 3 different partners. 2 with Guo Zhendong, China Masters of 2008 with Sun Junji, and the French 2008 with Kai Yun.
Yeah, because I remember that tournament very well. That was my last tournament as national head coach. And I remember the Chinese pair had split up also then following the Olympics. Fu Haifeng was playing with, I can't remember who he was playing with, but I remember there were a lot of discussions regarding the services in a match. They actually beat Bo and Mogensen on their way to that.
Chen Ye, he was playing with. Fu Haifeng was playing with Chen Ye.
Chen Ye, yeah. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people who has it the same way. They don't really see the logic in this pairing here, who also plays next week in French Open. But in the next 2 Super Series, the last 2 before the final in Dubai, in China and Hong Kong, Fu Haifeng is playing with Liu Xiaolong.
The left-hander.
The left-hander, former partner with Chiu Si-han. Which makes a little bit more sense, in my opinion, because Liu Xiaolong is very, very capable on the front court, where I think Xu Chen mainly has his strength on the back part of the court. I think the Danes feel really confident that they can dominate the net here, and when they can do that, they normally have a very good chance of winning. So let's see if that holds up, or Fu and Xu can spell trouble in other ways than challenging at the net.
Yeah. I have to say, I'll be interested to see 2 lefties playing together. It's a rarity, isn't it?
It's a rarity, but we see all the time, we see 2 right-handed players play together. So, and we know that Liu Xiaolong has very big working radius. Very, very agile player. Very unpredictable at the net. Perhaps also a bit inconsistent. Often comes with being unpredictable, but it's going to be interesting to see him paired with the experience of Fu.
Yeah, that's their favoured formation, isn't it? The Danes having a left-hander at the front.
Exactly, and they're going to take on new roles, Fu or Xu here, because one of them is going to try to make a move and sort of turn the defense around, and normally it's been their partners doing that.
Yeah. Touched Fu Haifeng's racket before it went through to his partner. Yeah. Good spot by the umpire.
Oui.
Service over. 7. 7-9.
Oh my goodness. Danish coaches, Lars Huar on the right as we look at them, and Tom Stangor on the left. Oh, that's landed well in. So a 4-point advantage for the Danes. Now we'll get your translation on this. You weren't very good on the Bahasa.
No.
Rigtig godt her. Hvad siger du? Det er rigtig godt, som vi holder ro på i offen. Lad være at blive for ivrig. Det er fint nok en gang imellem nu at slå hårdt på den første, men langt de fleste spil de der drop og stik, fordi jeg er svært at komme frem til dem, de gør ikke noget ved dem. Ja. Vel? Og så holde ro på, der skal nok komme en chance, der er bedre. Både når vi har trussel på, så både stopper overspilningen godt. Ja. Ikke? En lille ting, synes jeg, er, at Chen han skubber den lidt forbi netmanden, eller holder helt kort, når vi server til ham. Prøv at lukke den helt kort, og så bare lade den anden gå til bagmanden, ikke?
Yeah, I like that, emphasizing what they're doing well. So just stay calm in the attack like you've done until now. Once in a while you can hit a power smash in the beginning, but otherwise just play drop shots and steep shots, because the Chinese pair isn't really creating anything dangerous, and that's exactly what the Danes expected from the beginning.
Oi. Oh my goodness! Fabulous defensive shot from Carsten Mogensen, whipping the shuttle across court, and then the full-length dive from Chen.
And then another little observation.
12-7.
Yeah,
from Uor, that was that Chen in the service return played the net or tried to push it behind the net player, so he just wanted the net player to step up and close the net and let the backcourt player do the rest.
Oh yes, that's kind of Chinese pair just don't seem to know what each other is trying to do at the moment, do they?
Yeah, no. But the Danes have to be careful, because it looked exactly like this yesterday against Rasmus Flatberg and Fredrik Kohlberg. And suddenly the Chinese pair managed to win the first game anyway. Set combination there.
15-7.
Bo is covering only that area there. If Fu Haifeng returns anywhere else, it's Carsten Mogensen who has to retrieve that shuttle.
Was landed in, hasn't it? Yes.
It's challenge.
Always challenge.
Haifeng challenges called in.
Brilliant.
Challenge unsuccessful. 16-7. Play.
Yeah, needed a lucky net cord for the Chinese pair to win that rally. Well, that would have been 7 straight points.
I was quite focused on listening to the discussion between Bo Mogensen and Lars Ure, but I didn't see who was coaching the Chinese pair, and I can see the coach's chair is empty. So if that's the case, then it's another indication that it is a men's doubles who's played mostly for fun.
Yes, and of course, as this is a Premier Super Series, then
9-16.
if you're ranked in the top 10 in the world, you're obliged to play these tournaments, aren't you? And it doesn't say that Xu Chen has to play mixed doubles with margin.
No.
From Thailand, Ichiboi,
And it's quite a heavy fine for not participating, isn't it?
I think it's $5,000, isn't it?
Wow, that's even more than I thought. I thought $2,500 to $5,000. That's a lot.
From Indonesia, from Yonex, it is Mathias.
Yeah, Xu Chen just looks off the pace to me, Steen.
Yeah. I don't think that there is any plan with the Chinese pair. I think they just play and hope for the best and take it as a good practice.
Service over. 10-19.
What an achievement by, Bo and Mogensen staying on top for so long, but even better for Haifeng staying on top for so long and still
Service over.
winning tournaments.
20. Game point.
Yes, he was first world champion 10 years ago, 2006. So game points galore for the Danes. Only needed the one. Yeah, you're right, Steen. There is no coach for the Chinese pair. Not even got a teammate coming and giving them a little talking to.
Zhang Jun is coming now. He was
Yes.
he was sitting at a mixed double, but he's just coming in.
Forfra igen. Spil duellerne så lange de skal være. Lav de der overraskende slag på dem. Altså hvor vi truer og stopper, eller truer og spiller op over. Den der, du har den vej der. Altså sådan kontrolleret tryk. Så har de ikke noget, der kan gå ondt på, og så skal vi nok vinde duellen på et tidspunkt, ikke? Ja, det gør nemlig ondt, det der. Og husk at gøre banen stor. ligesom vi har gjort her, ikke? De slår ikke noget ned på os. Og så stadigvæk holde rytmen. Stille og roligt, ikke? Ja, kom så.
So the advice there, Steen?
Yeah, nothing new. Just continue playing the way you played with patience. Play the rallies as long as they need to be. Variation. Use the drop shots and the steep shots to sort of draw the Chinese pair a little bit forward, opening up their defense. I would be very, very surprised if the Danes doesn't win this second game as well. We saw Zhang Jun shortly in coaching Fu and Xu. Coaching might be a little bit too much to say. I think he asked them how they were feeling and so on, and quickly left the court again. He's got one other pair, one of the mixed pairs in 3 games here on court 3. So he was more focused on that match. That's often a thing that happens for at least the Danish coaches when they are in Asia, because they don't travel with the number of coaches as the Chinese team does. But had they wanted them to have a coach, they could easily have put a coach on this match as well. They're simply just enjoying a week stay here in Odense. I'm thinking about Fu Haifeng with these 2 gold medals for world champion, 2 Olympic gold medals for world championships, another Olympic silver and so on. Is he the greatest men's doubles player in history? I think it's difficult to judge that, because he's also had 2 good partners with him. Other players have played well also, not on such a long time span as Fu Haifeng, but they played well also, and some have played well with partners that I personally think were not as good as the partners that Fu Haifeng had, and so on. So it's really difficult to give an answer to that, and of course there is no answer to it. It's just a personal view. But
yes, and of course I've just mentioned that the first time he won a world title, 2006, that was the first year that World Championships were every year.
Yeah, so he's had a chance to win more titles than some of the other players that played every second year or every third year up until what was that?
It was 85 was the first time that it was 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 years was only 3 championships, 77, 80 and 83.
Yeah.
But definitely a Hall of Famer.
Definitely, must be. But Kim Dong-moon, of course, is another player who medalled at 3 consecutive Olympic Games.
96 mixed doubles.
Yep.
2000.
Bronze men's doubles, and then gold in Athens men's doubles.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, that was the coach we saw here with Fu Haifeng and Chen, who sort of prevented Kim Dong-moon from winning more gold medals in the mixed doubles. Zhang Jun and Gao Ling.
Yeah.
Made life difficult in the Olympics for Kim Dong-moon and his now wife, Ra Kyung-min.
But having said that about Fu Haifeng, and I totally agree with everything you've said, I think we ought to sing about the Danish pair as well, because I mean, for them to, this is their 13th year together, as you pointed out. They've already played 12 years together. This is the 13th year. For them to be in at least a semi-final of their home Super Series event, 7 times. I mean, they've been in 2 finals. They've been in 3 All England finals, winning the All England 2. Olympic final, World Championship final.
Yeah.
You know, their longevity as well is quite extraordinary.
It is.
Oh, challenge. Well, I didn't even glanced at that. Yeah, that's clearly out. Look at that.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what Hawkeye say. Yep.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. 8-3. Play. Service over.
Yeah, there's many players who could be considered, or pairings that could be considered. I mean, Park Jo-bong,
Absolutely.
together with Moon So Kim, head coach of China, Lee Yongbo, dominated men's doubles for some years, and then even further back when it was before the World Championships were there, when All England was the unofficial World Championships with at least 2 Indonesians paired. So I remember that Christian and Chandra and Chun and Wayudi,
Yep.
very, very consistent, almost consistently in the finals and semi-finals of All England.
Yeah, a little bit of trickery there from Fu Haifeng.
Yeah.
5-9.
He was hiding at the net, Fu Haifeng, and then suddenly put his racket up.
6-9.
China not the only country to split their Olympic pairings up here. We've also seen Indonesia split Hendra Setiawan and Muhammad Hassan, but not to any degree of success because they've both left the tournament.
Yeah, good work from Mathias Boll.
Service over. 10-6.
Oh, take that.
Service over. 7-10.
Good smash by Fu Haifeng. Not as powerful as in his youth days, but still a very, very nice smash. His younger days.
So a 3-point advantage here in the second game for the Danes.
7-8 interval.
På den der. Det vigtige er, selvom vi spiller roligt udadtil og holder dernede, ikke, så er vi tændt indeni og spiller de rigtige. De prøver alle mulige ting og løber og tager chancer og sådan noget. Ikke? Så det er vigtigt, at vi holder styr på vores. Kan vi sætte en lille maskering på en gang imellem, er det fint. Og stadigvæk de der med at true og så spille foran eller spille op over. Husk at få spillet vores diff også. Ikke? Vi står godt. Ja. Ikke? Så masser af energi i bevægelsen, så vi kommer på bolden, at de ikke får noget for æren. Ja, kør på her.
Presumably doesn't want them to lay off at all and keep the pressure up.
Yeah, exactly. And one very important thing is that even though we're playing with patience and are calm, we have to be really ready inside. And that's a very, very good point, because often we see the intensity, the inside intensity, the inside alertness go down when you are advised to play with patience and calm and so on. And Lars definitely doesn't want this to happen. And still wants them to threaten in the attack and sometimes block it in front of them. And remembers, sort of ask them to remember and play a little bit defensive once in a while. The defense is working quite well. And one of the things that sometimes happen in situations like this is that you feel that you're winning this match, and you get the feeling that, oh, maybe I could save a little energy, save a little power. And if you do that, then suddenly you find yourself going to the third game. So you just got to play on and on and on and try to get it over as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
That's the best way to conserve energy and self-confidence.
Service over. 9-12.
Interesting note is that Bo and Mogensen, they normally, for many years, they haven't stayed together in the hotel rooms. They either have single rooms or Mogensen has stayed with Joachim Fischer. They're very different as persons, so they found out quite early that it was nice for them not to go side by side all the time. But
Yeah.
but this year in Japan Open, they actually stayed at the same hotel room, and I don't know the exact reason, but a good guess is that it has something with the illness that Mogensen suffered in the operations that he's been through. So in order to feel safe, then it's nice to live with
Yeah.
a player that plays on the same time as you do, that are not away from the hotel room when you're back at the hotel.
Yeah. And that's quite understandable. And just in case anybody is unaware really of the detail we're talking about, Carsten Mogensen had a brain aneurysm during the European Team Championships and underwent emergency surgery, and it's quite remarkable that he's back playing at all, and to
Yeah.
play to this level is
A fantastic achievement.
incredible. And playing shots like that.
Yeah.
Service over. 14-10.
You know, when I look at that serve again, which we were privileged to see it again, I sometimes wonder how that's not called
Yeah.
when I see it like that.
Yeah.
Chris and Gabriel Adcock.
Service over.
Quick racket movement there from Haifeng.
And they are facing the winners of the Dutch Open from Denmark, Mathias Christiansen and Sarah Thyssen. The umpire is Gilbert Danish.
And we can see the Chinese pair are sort of picking up the easy points now, exactly the thing Lars warned them about.
Oh, behind the back. Watch this from Haifeng behind the back. There we go. In the end, to no avail.
It's wide. A nice idea to slice that smash. You slice the stops a little bit earlier in front of the defending player.
Oh, yeah, that was quick from Chen.
13-12. Sorry, 13-16.
Good coverage.
Oh, that was nice.
Service over. 14-17.
Very nice.
Suppose Bo would expect Mogensen, being the younger of the two, to go for that shot. He's actually just stated to Carsten Mogensen that he wants to go for another Olympic participation.
Wow.
In Tokyo.
He'll be 37 by then.
Yeah.
Oh, service fault called. Racket not pointing in a downward direction.
Service over. 15-18.
Let's have a look.
Very experienced service judge, Håkan Foster, Sweden.
Så vinderen af dagens tegnekonkurrence
Service over.
og det bliver 7-årige Rasmus,
19-15.
som har tegnet en flot tegning vist på storskærmen. Rasmus skal gå ude i forhånden, hvor hans præmie kan
Oh, yeah.
afholdes.
Service over.
It was the return of serve that really set up the
Yeah.
rally.
19.
Yeah, you can see both the Chinese players are really powerful smashers. It's just that their ability to play themselves into a smashing position is not as good as it needs to be. They've had partners who had that responsibility.
So match points have arrived for the Danes.
Service over. 18-20.
A jump net kill.
Well. 2 match points saved.
It looked really short, that service.
Yeah. This time. And the former champions, Mathias and Carsten Mogensen, through to yet another quarter-final here at their home Super Series event. 21-10, 21-19 in 38 minutes. Chinese pair, quite obviously a scratch pairing, whilst they're both brilliant in their own right in their favoured disciplines. Chen, of course, much better known nowadays as a mixed doubles player. As a partnership, they still have a lot to learn. So confirmation that Mathias and Carsten Mogensen safely through to the quarterfinal, 21-10, 21-19 in 38 minutes.